Welcome everybody. Tonight we're getting ready for this live stream. Setting up a few minutes. We've got the charts loaded up here. Have some indicators. Let's get everything going so that this can flow nicely. Just loading everything up. Just getting everything loaded here. Making it look nice. Making it look good. Alright. Everything going. I think it's almost there. I'm almost ready. Yep. So far, no drop frames, nothing unusual. Alright, here we are. We're live, getting everything set up. Replay on kick, replay on here as well. Got everything live. I'm just restreaming it. Alright. I think this is it. Let's see what's happening over here at church. What's up, people? Making sure everything is looking good. You guys interested in these charts? Have a few indicators that we're going to go over, but this double bottom for Bitcoin already led us up to a bull flag short term. We have 3 bullish targets up here that may send us up at least $1,000. On the short time frame, we have some green blocks, a little bit risky here. Draw those for you guys real quick. Short term, we might squeeze up a little bit more. All right. I'm just dragging those over to the Discord. I'm hopping Discord voice real quick too. All right. I'm on Discord voice. Videos. So I got the green blocks over here as well. I'm going to share the YouTube stream over here with the chat. I'll put links and announcements. Try to get those links for you guys. All right. On Twitter, it's a little bit weird, but I'm trying to get that link. Yo. All right, yeah, I got Twitter working as well. So we're streaming on Kick, Twitter, and YouTube Live. We're gonna go over some crypto charts, indicators. Just want to make sure this stuff looks good for us. Yep. What up, YouTube? So talk about these short-term lines, indicators. as well. Got the chat boxes open. Put that one in chat. Can I pop the chat out? Nope. All right. Let me try to share this real quick as well. They put a really weird link on the ads when you're streaming. Short term, I'm going to go over these liquidations. We had a very big day on liquidations. If you use coinglass.com, you would know we had a major day for liquidations. But first things first, this TradingView chart deserves our attention. So one thing that I noticed here, Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin. But there's a moment where it stopped outperforming and started following Bitcoin down the drops. Want to remind you, most of these drops, happened. This was less than 5 minutes. This candle's, this was a 5-minute candle. So these big drops, 5-minute candles. Same thing happened for Dogecoin too. Dogecoin had a giant fall off. So from that area where we turned bearish on Doge to the fall off, it was very quick. This happened 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Within 20 minutes of that bearish indicator that triggered, we started getting major sell pressure here on the charts. Short term, we've been recovering a little bit. We're zooming out some of these liquidations, like Bitcoin liquidation, 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, 6. I'm going to add those on the charts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 6. Dogecoin liquidations, 2, 3, 7, 6. I've already been shorting, so I'm in a very good situation. 4, 8, 6, 7. I took profits on a few shorts. I took profits on a few shorts, put those in Discord recently. Some of those trades over 1,000%, some over 2,000%. $3.25 for XRP liquidations. You can be bearish up here near top, but short term, we had a very big day on liquidations for people that were longing the top on Bitcoin, so it broke down the altcoins as well. Maybe we're going to get a rise on that upside, go back up a little bit, and liquidate some of these high leverage shorts. It is true, Bitcoin is very close to all-time high. But the altcoins like Dogecoin are very far from all-time high. So, short term, they could be liquidating easy. What's up, Kick? What's up, Twitter? It's called X now because Elon bought it. Let me do something real quick. Looking for a device. Here. All right, I think this is looking good. Oh, that was unfortunate. I probably should have glued that down. Close this charger. Let's get the light back up there. Light back up there. If it didn't break all the way. Then I'm gonna get the light back up here as well. Great. All those devices. Ooh. Over here. We're going to play around with some of these indicators. First thing I want to look at, though, Bitcoin. Bitcoin does lead the markets. So it only makes sense to follow the Bitcoin chart when something's happening. Some of these short-term targets go into the $120,000 range. But those broader targets, those top-side liquidations, $123,000. Let's see how good the AI is today. We're gonna play around with the AI a little bit. Let me see how good the AI is with us today. We're gonna see if the AI can read some of the website's data. One moment. Using the one Elon Musk made. Hi, what are the 24-hour liquidations for Bitcoin looking like today using CoinGlass data?
Over $1 billion in crypto liquidations were recorded in the last 24 hours, with Bitcoin and Ethereum traders taking the biggest hits. CoinGlass data shows around $113 million in Bitcoin liquidations, with roughly 80% of those hitting long positions. That's a rough day for the bulls.
That does sound like a rough day. How much more in liquidations did Ethereum have than Bitcoin?
Based on CoinGlass data, Ethereum liquidations were around $87 million in the last 24 hours, compared to Bitcoin's $113 million. Ethereum had about $26 million less in liquidations. So Bitcoin traders took a bigger hit there.
I'm looking at the chart here. If retail traders can get Ethereum back to $4,726, they may be looking to sell. They may be looking to get out at their break-even point if they bought right before the big dip today, using TradingView data.
According to TradingView data and posts on X, Ethereum's price is hovering around $4,722 to $4,730, with some traders noting a potential double top pattern near $4,600, which could cancel. If retail traders push Ethereum back to $4,726, it aligns with a key level where some might indeed look to sell to break even, especially after today's liquidations, which hit long positions hard, with $87 million wiped out, mostly longs. The sentiment on X suggests retail skepticism despite whale accumulation, so reaching that price could trigger profit-taking or exits from traders caught in the dip. Keep an eye on resistance around $4,800. If the price overbought RSI signals on shorter timeframes hint at a possible pullback.
So which company took the biggest hit today on that Bitcoin price drop when we went down under $118,000?
Based on posts on X and web reports, there isn't a single company directly named as taking the biggest hit from Bitcoin's price drop below $118,000. However, the market saw nearly $1 billion in total crypto liquidation, with Bitcoin traders facing about $113 million in liquidations, mostly long positions. Companies like MicroStrategy, which holds massive Bitcoin reserves, over 200,000 BTC as of recent reports, likely felt significant paper losses due to their heavy exposure. But no specific firm was singled out as the hardest hit. The focus was more on traders and exchanges like Binance, where mass liquidations occurred in minutes. If you're looking for a particular company, MicroStrategy's large Bitcoin stack makes it a candidate for notable impact, but exact losses aren't detailed in the data.
What's up, Discord? How you guys doing?
I'm good, thanks. But I'm not Discord. I'm Grok, your AI assistant.
I'm going to
How
turn
can I
off
help you
Grok
today?
and then talk to Discord. All right, let me make sure I got Discord working flawlessly as well. What's up, Osirisis?
Just chilling, listening in. I see the green blocks.
Yep.
Very nice. So curious to see what you have to say, where we're headed.
Oh, I see Andy in the chat. How you doing tonight, Andy? What's up, Andy on ets.com? Let me check the YouTube chat real quick as well. Oh, Andy's on the YouTube chat. I think short term we may get some bulls like Sailor who are borrowing large amounts of cash to actually buy the top on Bitcoin here, which would be good for some altcoins.
Run it.
Yep, they might try to run it up. What's up, Miller Time? Watching these charts, I saw today was another day of those big liquidations for the high leverage longs that went long at the absolute top of Bitcoin.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They can't control themselves.
25.
Yep. What's up, YouTube? YouTube says, sup, Tame, you still bullish on HET's ecosystem or more focused on Bitcoin, Ethereum, ETH Classic as the market makers and government and institutions are buying heavy? I've always been a big believer in HETs, FB. I mentioned in my Discord that if you are not able to buy 1 billion HETs when it had those big nasty drops, you may regret it. Only a few people actually were able to buy 1 billion HETs in those drops. At least having 1 million HETs would be as good too for some of the traders out there. Raza says he added to his short at Bitcoin all-time high and made it out pretty well. Congratulations, Raza, on your good trade. My trades, I did I closed some shorts today as well. I could pop that open for you guys if you are curious. Let's see real quick over here. I'm on a different computer, so the streaming looks a little bit different. I'm going to add the Discord real quick. Oh boy. So if I look over here, might have to move that a little bit to the left. I think I can fit this to the screen actually. Nah, I need to move it to the left. So these were some of my trades earlier that I closed. I closed this position in a house short. I was short 50 times house. And I earned 2,029% of that trade. I entered the short around 3.493 cents, closed at 2 cents. And that entry was posted in Discord. Same thing for ASR. Entry and take profit posted on Discord. I earned 443% shorting. Entry price 787. Closed at $6.12. Yalla. 50 times short in Yalla at 36.43 cents. Closed at 24.5 cents. I easily earned 1,600% on that Yalla short. And then for the other short that I closed, well, technically yesterday because we're in a new day at 8:33 p.m. La Bobo short, 390%. Entered that at 1.2 cents. Closed it around 1 cent. I didn't see like it going a little bit under 1 cent, so I was like, I'm going to take profits. And I did a very quick house short, just testing the waters before those trades for an additional 4%. Look at this guy, Raza. Look, SRP, he did 150%. The Discord's been killing it lately. The other day, I closed the short, had a green block markets pumped. I did a Dogecoin long on the 3rd of August. That was 419%. Took some profits on these shorts on the 2nd of August. So I had a Bitcoin short, 2,000%. SRP short, I earned 5,500. Dogecoin short over 3,000. ETH short over 2,000%. So just been killing it on these trades this year. And Short term, I'm hoping that I'm wrong because I'm still shorting Bitcoin. I'm still shorting ETH, Doge, XRP, Cardano, Litecoin. I'm still in those shorts. But it would not surprise me if we wick up here, clear these liquidations, if Saylor does an irrational buy, and then the markets takes profits immediately. Andy Mitchell says he is tough because he is a bad trader. Hey, if I'm a bad trader doing this, imagine what would happen if I actually became a good trader. If I became a good trader, this would be a different story. I would probably earn even more. Ooh. I'm just looking at these charts here, though. I do note that on the short term, RSI is getting overbought for Bitcoin on the 5 minutes. But if you switch this to the hourly, we were coming up from oversold, halfway recover, and sometimes we can double top that RSI, maybe triple top that RSI on the hourly. I know the 4 hour is curving back up, so watching this 4 hour RSI down here, we may actually be waking up again. Saylor and some of the other fund managers may be willing to buy this top. It probably doesn't surprise Saylor at all. Whenever he buys the tops and the price dips, someone has to buy the tops, and that's going to be Saylor. Oh, you made a typo, Andy Mitchell. No problem. And if I look at Dogecoin, I'll add a note over here. We'll probably outperform. Elon had a birthday recently. I think Dogecoin will outperform the others. So I'm going to add that little note down there. And when I go to Discord over here, I'm going to add this chart. Doge will probably outperform the others. And I'm in a Dogecoin short. So I would be happy for the people that did not enter a short. They are in Dogecoin positions that we could go up maybe back to 24, 25 cents. That would be great. But for me personally, I'm shorting still because on the bottom side, we have these liquidations down. Look, this liquidation goes down to 21 cents, basically. And it's much lower if I put this on the 4 hour. So we see that top spread to the bottom spread liquidations. We have liquidations on Ethereum down here that go all the way down to 42.97. And I'm short on ETH because ETH also, it's not far from all-time highs, but it's definitely significantly overbought. 294 for XRP. XRP has been treating me very well recently whenever I've been shorting it. You guys want to see that XRP chart? All right. You guys take a screenshot of this. And then after you took your screenshots, save it and I'll put the camera back on. And then I threw that in the charts channel for you guys in the Discord who wants to see that chart. But short term, I'm optimistic. I know that eventually we're going to drop down. We're going to have liquidations down. We're going to make our way towards that $40,000 mark. There's going to be a day of savage bloodshed in the markets. Nasty liquidations. But in the short term today, we may get some small spikes. We may hit some of these short-term targets that I'm covering over here. And it would not surprise me one bit if we actually did try to come through and liquidate some of these high leverage positions. Just would not surprise me. I'm looking at the maps here. It's not that bad. If I open up, say, the Bitcoin chart by itself, and I'm looking at this drop right here. If you really focus, you make your candles really big, you can see that this drop, this big drop, we were dropping down, we wicked up to 121,000, right? And then it bled down. If you put it on the 1 minute, you can tell that this happened within a very short time period. We're going to do that. We have the time. We can go through. It's not too hard to find. We got the TradingView Premium, so we can go through those specific candles. Right here. So I put this on the 1 minute to illustrate this to you guys. What did the market makers do? What did you notice? Well, this is 1 minute chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This was literally only 6 minutes, right? So I'm going to add a note here. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to put the R sign and everything too. This literally took 6 minutes to do. 6 minutes of sell pressure on Bitcoin. Each candle is 1 minute long. So just to illustrate this to you guys, each candle is only 1 minute long. So most of this drop happened in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, the price fell down by 2.23%. And during that same time for altcoins, some coins like Doge, you saw a 9% drop. So whenever the market makers are going to sell, it's going to be near the end of one 5-minute candle. People are going to get suckered back in a buy. And then beginning immediately on the second 5-minute candle, this was at 8:30, by the way. They immediately sell as fast as they can, as much Bitcoin as they can. Generally, they're going to sell between 60 to 200 Bitcoin per 1 minute. So this first candle was 212 Bitcoin. Second candle, 125 Bitcoin. Third candle, 64 Bitcoin. 300 Bitcoin. Then they up it. They double or triple. This was 784 Bitcoin sold. 700 Bitcoin sold. And then they started averaging out, letting retail buy back up. After retail started buying back up, rinse and repeat, they start dumping again in the market slowly on these waves. You get a lower low, and then you get another lower low. And then they bounce off this line. Once they hit this line, they pause selling for the evening, wait for retail to buy overnight. If retail doesn't buy too much, boom, they sell more. So these green candles wasn't really a lot of Bitcoin. This one candle is 24 Bitcoin. 24 Bitcoin buy is not enough for them guys to sell. So what do? They drive the price down another 1.5%. Then we get another lower low for the evening right here. After that lower low, we had a double bottom, bounce back up, started that uptrend. I think market makers are going to allow us to go up here through liquidations on the top side for Bitcoin. And then drive the price down lower. And we're going to have another violent sell-off that could happen like this within 6 minutes or less. So I'm illustrate this to you guys. Maybe take a picture of this chart so you guys can see that most of this sell pressure, it really only takes about 6 minutes. And this volume was about 2.4 thousand Bitcoin. On this chart. This is the Binance chart. All right. I'm going to snap this. Throw this in Discord for the guys in Discord that want to see this. Reminder, this Bitcoin sell-off was only 6 minutes initially before they let it bounce and then brought lower lows. Something similar will happen when we go towards 110,000. So added that in Discord. Let's bring this back to the 5 minutes, shall we? Just on the short time frame, this is what we're looking like on the short time frame. So if we go up from here to the top of these liquidations, That's about 3.87% for Bitcoin. If we go to this line right here, let me add that note. You guys may not understand, but area where retail could be break even if bought near top. Honestly, if you buy it near the top anyways, and this year break even, or you went long before the I was just saying, not bought near top, but bought before dump. So if we get back up to this line, it's going to be a resistance. And let's replace the word area with resistance. All right, let's add this to the chart channel as well. This is an area that retail would probably sell. And this is on the 5-minute chart. We go up a little bit higher time frames, you're going to see something different. What's up, Kick? What's up, Twitter? Ets? Anybody in the chat have any coins they want me to cover? Anyone have any coins they want to talk about? Raza said, oh, or anybody in Discord.
How we doing? So I do have a question. Yeah, how do you think some of the meme coins will run compared to on Solana compared to Dogecoin?
Well, that's a very good question. So Solana's, it's not at all-time high. We already hit all-time high during the Trump pump. But those coins are tied to liquidity of Solana. The only way those coins really do well against Solana, if Solana's coming down, is A, if their market cap's under $2 million, or B, if their developer and founder is doing something very significant. Like A, streaming every day, making content every day. You have the creator of Gaiet. He just made a proposal talking about he's going to start putting his revenue or income into the charts, which is pretty cool. I made a very big trade on Gaiet because of that. I met this guy, Frankie, and he's a YouTuber. And the very first time I talked about Gaiet, the very first time, their market cap was like $1.7 million. Or, well, it is around $1.7 million. And it had a very big pump recently. It had a very big pump recently. So I'll pull that chart up on the Discord real quick too.
Yeah, I noticed that. So Frankie, he did a 24-hour live stream on Pump the other day. And he was also live streaming as well on X. And his market cap was, I want to say, a little under 2 million. And then all of a sudden I looked at it and I was like, bam, 4 million. That just like shot up overnight. So
Yep. When I was talking about Gaiet, when I met the guy, the price was at 0.0014. I met the guy in Las Vegas, me and Ron's basement.